Okay, so I'm back with some more distance formula examples. What I've found the trend is when I teach this that a lot of kids and a lot of students do not like to use formulas, and no matter how much you try to explain how to use a formula, some people just can't wrap their minds around it. So what I've decided to do, what I've come up with for the distance formula is a way to do the distance formula without actually remembering what the formula is. Trying to remember what that formula is can be kind of difficult. So the way you do it this way is basically what we've got are two coordinate points, and the first step is to line them up underneath of each other. So it doesn't matter which one you do. I'm going to take the -3 and slide it under here. You could have just as easily taken 2 and -9 and slide it under there. So -3 and 3, I'm going to slide them under here. And then if you look at the distance formula, I'll get that paper back. Notice what happens. You're subtracting the coordinate points from each other in this formula, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to minus these from each other. So here we go. We've got 2 minus a -3. Remember, minus a negative is plus. So 2 plus 3 is going to give us 5. And then we'll do the same thing over here. -9 minus 3 is going to give us a -12. All right. So notice what happens after you minus the coordinates here in this point. After you minus the coordinates, what you're going to do is square them. Square each of them, right? You've got to square them. So what you have to do in this easy way is square both of these. So in this case, I've got to do 5 squared and 12 squared. So 5 squared is 25. -12 squared is 144. Remember, if you take a negative number and square it, it'll make it a positive. And then if you look in the formula, after you square them, you're going to add them together. All right. So what we're going to do is add these two together. 25 plus 44. So 25 plus 144 is going to give us 169. And then if you look in the formula after this, after you've done all that, you take the square root of it. So the final step here is to take the square root of 169, which gives us 13. All right. Is that easier? So if you think about it, you're going to subtract the coordinate points from each other, which gives us these two. Then we're going to square them, which gives us this and this. We'll add these two together, and then we'll take the square root of it. So take a second, pause the video, look at the second example, and see if you can do it either using the easy way, the easy peasy way, or try using the formula. Either way, whatever you're most comfortable with. Come back in a second and I'll explain it. Alright, so I'm back. In this example, notice over here, I slid this under here. I'll show you that it works just the same if you slide the left one under the right one. So I'll put the 1, 5 underneath of here. And remember, we're going to subtract them. So 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 5, -3. Next step, square both of them. So I got to do 2 squared, -3 squared. So 2 squared is 4, -3 squared is 9. And then finally, we got to add these together. 9 plus 4 is 13. And then finally, we take the square root of that, and it'll give us our answer. So our final answer down here is going to be D is equal to the square root of 13. And if you did that in your calculator, that's fine. But I'll leave it like this. If you have any questions, bring it to class.